Hey everyone, Corey from Aquarium Co-op. Another day in the fish room. Today's the day, I think. Time to get started on that rack again. Don't want to, but I got to. And I feel like if I get a little bit done, it'll make the second half of it easier. I keep walking around these, and I'm gonna end up kicking one and breaking one or something like that. So I think I just gotta get started. There's a lot of other things I want to do today too. So make sure you stick around, because you never know what trouble I get into. Just because I start on that doesn't mean I'll work on that for any more than 2 minutes and not do something else rad. So we'll see how the video unfolds. Well, now into the hard part. I'll show you what I got done so far. I installed a power bar basically. This is going to be so I can put all my lights on timers, which I don't have any lights here yet. That was my mistake. I haven't brought any lights in, so it won't get to look awesome today, but who knows if I'll even finish it today. I replaced the power outlet cover over there, so the guy that was making them uneasy, that'll make your life a little easier. And I actually just stole it from over here, which I ordered some, but I ordered light switch covers instead, so I gotta order the right one, or pick one up today if I go to the hardware store. But the hard part now is I gotta get these 40 breeders, and I gotta get them up there. And it might not seem brutal on camera, but I gotta lift a 40 breeder basically over my head to get it up there, which I'm gonna do it, and I've done it. But if this video never makes it to the light, it's because I died. So that's what I gotta do now. I gotta hoist those up there. So the goal is get those up there, and then get these two here. Then I can take this out, and I can start plumbing, and then I can paint the back of this. I can plumb that in so it'll drain, and then I can run all the sponge filters, and that would be like, boom, that's a done section. And then I can start drilling 40 breeders for this part, but I'm still in search of the tank that needs to go down below. And so I can't really turn auto water change on until I do that, unless I put like some buckets and turn the valves off, because I'm afraid of the valves themselves. If I turn them all the way off, I'll still drip like once a minute or something. If I put buckets under them, that'd be fine too. But that's where I'm at now. I basically got to do some heavy lifting, and we'll see what we can accomplish before I die of heat stroke, because it's still 80. I opened the door, but it's still 82 degrees in here. It was 84 a little earlier, so back to the grind. So I did it. I didn't die. It was close though, I'm not gonna lie, that was brutal. This one still had substrate in it, and I did it, so. And everyone always says, like, why don't you get help? I'll come and help you. This is like my zen time, so even though I'm sharing it all with you, it's just me and my fish, and I just, I can stop at any point, I can take a break, I can go answer emails, I can go eat lunch. So I kind of just like to do it by myself. Every once in a while I get my wife to help if she's around. Oh, hey, just help me real quick, and then skedaddle, because I want to hang out in the fish room. But now I've found something that I don't know if I can live with. I might have to drill another tank before I can keep going, because these two tanks are different. And I don't know if I could sleep at night knowing this is an Aquarium tank and this is a Tetra tank. And so I've got more tanks, I just have to drill them. But this, oh man, I feel like I can't live with this. It's brutal. So yeah, I think I've got another one. I can go drill it real quick and get it ready, which I got to drill tanks anyway, so it's not like it's a huge inconvenience, but I don't know that I can do that. Like, that's gonna kill me, I think. Just this, like, that's how anal I am, I guess. I don't know. In some ways I don't care at all, like algae, but then it's like this is clearly like my world will come to an end from that. So, and yeah, so I'm gonna go drill a tank, and well, yeah, I think I've got another Tetra tank I can drill, so this other one will come out, and then hopefully I've got like these two up here. Like, these two are both Aquarium, so I could put this thing up over here, but like this one down here that's going to need to be drilled, that's a Tetra tank, and then I believe that one's a Tetra tank over there, and maybe if I got really desperate, I would switch out like one of these Aquariums over here or something. But I've got more tanks over here to drill too. This one is a Tetra. It's already painted. That's the one I'm going to drill next, I think. And then this one right here, I think this one, yeah, this one's just an Aquarium, so I think I'll be okay. And then I've got more of them over here as well. I've got more Aquariums that I bought, you know, a few sales ago. So I think I'll do okay. But, you know, there's always a monkey wrench, and if I don't fix that now, I will hate myself for the rest of my life. So I've got to do it. And it's a good day. It's not too hot outside, so time to drill. I lied. It's not time to drill yet. I'm going to paint first, because that makes sense. That way it can be drying while I'm drilling. So I got to prep this surface. This is why I don't use backgrounds. It always gets gunk between the actual background that was on there. You know, it's like a little bit of calcium built, so like that. So I got to clean it with alcohol, prep the surface, then I can start painting it. So that's what I'm going to do. Selfie stance, this drying tank, now I gotta drill. So let that first coat dry, we're gonna put another coat on there, put pretty heavy coverage on there, hopefully it'll dry quick 'cause it's hot here in the fish room. Now from this thing you can see how hot I am. It's like boiling here, so time to drill tanks. Well, this is why you don't rush a project. I was thinking, oh, I could just get the last few of them drilled, but my drill bit was getting dull and I knew it. And so I've got this hole here that's not optimal. I mean, there's a lot of chip out here. I'm a little afraid to use it, honestly. I'll probably try it because I've got kind of no reason not to, but you know, I need to order some more drill bits, so I'm going to do that. And I've got one more to drill still. There's no way I can get that done. Like, I'm going to ruin another tank if I try that. So I can still, you know, move forward with what I got going on, but I can't get as far as I want to get today. So, but let that be a lesson. Don't force it. I knew it. I knew I should have, you know, just said, but I thought, it's just two more. You know, the last one I did went okay, but I was like, wow, it took a long time, so that means the drill bit's getting real worn out. You know, and I only drilled, it was a brand new bit, I drilled whatever the tanks were last time, and then these ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, that's probably where I should have stopped, honestly, but yeah, so back to work for me. So I was checking emails, comments, that type of thing, and I noticed finally my patience is starting to pay off here. We've got some growth on the Vallisneria, the super jungle val. So the main plant, if these goldfish will get out of the way, they want to ham it up, but the main plant was right there, and on the other side we finally got a couple of sprouts. So, you know, things are moving in the right direction. Ooh, there's my boy. Or girl, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it yet, but yeah, goldfish, loving them. Can't get enough of them, but yeah, testing out some other products and stuff today, and just doing general work and waiting for paint to dry. That's why I'm in here. I'm waiting for that paint to dry so I can continue to work. I don't want to get a bunch of stuff stuck in that paint while I'm waiting, or while I'm trying to put the other tanks in. So yeah, been doing that while I wait. But back to work for me. That paint's got to be dry by now, so back to work. So here's the African cichlid, one tank at a time build. I just scraped a bunch of algae off the front so I could actually see inside there. And I decided to upgrade the lighting because I'm just not getting any growth out of the val. It hasn't died, but it's not growing at all. And so I upgraded it to one of these shop lights because I had it laying around, and I just want to see if it makes a difference. Like, I don't like the color, like it's really orange in here, but you know, I want to see if we can get these val really starting to grow. Like, they haven't died, they're not dying, but they definitely are not growing as fast as I'd like them to grow. So I know adding more light will help that, and I know I was pushing the bounds of only using a Stingray on a 75-gallon tank. That's pretty low flow, so yeah, we're just seeing how it goes now. So now we'll wait another week or two and see where it settles in. I like that the gravel's starting to get, you know, some nutrients in it. I scraped the algae, so there's a lot of the algae that they're eating right now, but you know, you can see fish poop like on the slate there, and it's already starting to look more and more, you know, natural. I'm not going to say it looks natural yet by any means. I also put a bristlenose plecostomus in this tank, an albino. You can still see that female's holding right there. You know, once these weeds grow up, Vallisneria goes up, she'll be able to spit them in safety, but currently there's not really any safe places, so most of those fry will probably get eaten, and I can't be bothered to like save them and strip her of them. But the fry did hatch out, well, not hatch, but come out of the Cyprichromis over here, and they've been here for a few days now. And so I hope the auto feeder is tuned to, you know, fix the problem I had last time. or if I wasn't feeding enough small food. But if we come over here, you can see some of these fry. You know, they're obviously hiding behind some algae, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8 fry. That's a good clutch, I would say, for a Cypcomus. So I can't complain there. And then I noticed I have fry over here with the goodeids, the trout goodeids. I just saw one, but I wasn't really looking, but you can see one right there. You know, being that there's no cover, no plants in here, I'm surprised one made it, honestly. So, you know, this is kind of another project. Get some cover in here so that, you know, like this female is probably ready to have babies next. You know, they're having babies pretty small, so. Yep, back to work for me. I can only procrastinate actually working on the tanks over there so much, and that time's come. So here's a little tip. If you're ever plumbing in a drain line, you want to cut the drain hose at an angle. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we've got this drain hose here, and you can see it's cut at an angle so that if it was to sit on a pipe, like once I drill it in there, if it sits on there perfectly, it's going to shut off. But since it's at an angle, it'll always flow. And that just keeps things moving through. And that, like, let's say a snail goes down there or some duckweed or something like that, it can pass through it. And so yeah, that's just a little tip. Now I got to get in here and I got to turn myself into a human pretzel to get below these tanks and above this and drill. It's not going to be my favorite thing. Like you see, I really got to like climb in here. And then I gotta use a drill. The problem is the drill is a tight fit between here and here. And it's only gonna get worse the further that way I go. So I'm not looking super excited for that, but that's the next step. I gotta plumb the drain lines in, so that's what I'm doing. Drains are now plumbed in. Now I gotta work on putting never clog air stones in the sponge filters that are going to go in the tanks. I'm just going to do 4 of them today since we're doing 1 per 40 breeder. And yeah, let it be known that maybe you wait to cut the drain lines till after you drill it, because you can see here I'm bleeding. So I was holding one to line it up to drill it, so I let it go thinking, okay, yeah, it's going to fall down. Instead, it whips into my gums and cuts my gums open. So it's like a flap of skin. It's horrible. So now all I taste is blood, and I'm not gonna let it get me down, but let me tell you, it's not a good time. Don't like it. So dangerous stuff. I thought I was gonna die from lifting those tanks up there. Turns out it's gonna be a little piece of tubing that takes me down, but back to work I go. I just thought it'd be cool. Maybe I can do a flashback to what this wall used to be like when we were first here, because these were right here is where my first aquariums were set up when I was moving into the new, you know, when I bought the house. So you can see like what it was and what it's come to be. Yeah, so maybe I'll cut that in here. You know, the rest of the room, which is still a mess, and I need to move a bunch of stuff. I've got, you know, you can see my workbench here where it's lots of hole saws that I've been using, and you know, drills and that type of thing. You see the tripod I was just filming on. You know, there's all this room. There's more 40s over there. But this is the main fish room. So that's what the fish room used to look like. You know, kind of a crazy progression. Yeah, there's not water in this wall yet, but you know, we are much closer. We've got 4 tanks plumbed in. This tank is painted, and what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm actually going to end up plumbing that over here, because I know it's tall enough. Like, I have to find another tank tall enough to put here if I put this one over there. So I might just put this one here and get this plumbed up, and then save a spot here to fix that. Waiting on the drill bits, you know, the hole saws to show up for the rest of those tanks I got to drill. Let's see, I think I've got something going on in here. I noticed, so I'm losing, like, the population's dwindling. I've got some babies in here, but I'm losing my females. I've got young females, but I watched, and they were pooping like they might have parasites, so I'm going to take care of this pretty soon. Here is the 1 tank at a time, the Volifera mollies, and they're eating on some frozen baby brine, or frozen brine shrimp. You can see there's some shrimp in here as well, nice big pregnant female orange shrimp. And so yeah, that's kind of an update on that tank. And then what else did we have? We have someone had asked to see the Crebensis baby. So, you know, I try to remember things like that, and I try to show them off. So let's see. Oh, I just saw him, or it. I don't know if it's a he, but getting pretty big, honestly. I mean, look how big this fish is compared to last time you saw it, which would have been a week or two ago. Yeah, he's getting chased because he's big enough. You know, he looks like a male, and it's a normal. Which ooh, and there's other fry in there. I just saw some more fry. If we watch this hole here for a minute, hopefully we'll see it again. But I swear, I saw fry in there. I mean, I guess it could have been brine shrimp, but I swear I saw it. All right, now I'm starting to think I'm crazy. I think it might have been brine shrimp. Okay, I'm just insane. Wait. Yes, I'm insane. It was just brine shrimp. Don't worry. All right, wasn't. That's too bad. Anyway, so there's that update. This guy, oh yeah, I was going to update you guys on how they're doing on the duckweeds. This guy's been doing his work. He doesn't like to be looked at, apparently. But you can see, like, no duckweed left. Look at that. You know, there's still a few neons in here that I need to catch out from the fish that were in here before. But dude's on duckweed patrol for me. And then over here, I was going to update you guys on how he's doing on the algae. And if you go and watch the other video, you'll know, like, oh man, it was way worse. But he's working on it. He's getting it much lower. He's gotten all the duckweed. Water's certainly cloudy, but, you know, he's doing his work. You know, good looking little, you know, Randa. He's got a little bit of fin curling there and stuff like that, but great fish. Not a show quality fish, but a great fish nonetheless. What else? So I've got, yeah, this guy, we took a little bit more duckweed out. He's almost polished it off for me. I caught a lot of the fish out and took them to the store so I could sell them, but you know, he's been doing some solid work here. And yeah, so that's good. And you know, that's the one to tackle next. But I'm trying to think what else I've got to show here. That's probably about it for those. I'm trying to think if I had something else. Oh, I've got a little, you know, I'm not sharing it yet, but I'll give you guys a little peek of this cool feeder I found. And I don't want to, the reason I don't want to show it too much on camera and stuff is it was kind of expensive, and if it sucks, I don't want you guys to buy a bunch and then go, man, it sucked, why'd you even tell us about it? So, but it's this thing right over here, and it's one I'd never seen before, and it's kind of awesome so far. It's only fed once so far, so let's give it some time here for sure. I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to tell you guys what brand it is or anything like that, just because I want to make sure that if I recommend something, I've actually used it. So, what else do I have on the docket? Someone asked about this air pump here, like why it wasn't plumbed into a loop. Because I'm lazy so far. Once I plan the rest of this room out, sure, I'll run piping. But that brings me to the point, I was like, I knew there was something I want to ask, because this I can ask you guys will know more than me. Basically, my uncle he's pulled the permitting, so we're getting real close to installing natural gas out here, right? Okay, so my question is this, and you know, I can't find the answer on the internet because no one puts natural gas like in a fish room or a dedicated fish room building. And I'm not gonna say no one, but it's not coming up on forum searches or anything like that. What I need to know is I basically got about 1,500 square feet and I want to put in gas heating. And the question is, do I go with super cheap not direct vent, but ventless heating, where basically it'll vent all the vapor and everything in here, and I need to run a dehumidifier anyway, so that'll take care of the biggest issue being the moisture issue, but I'd have to have some air exchange. Or B, do I go with a direct vent system, which I'm looking at, like, what is it, Raini or Raini? I'm not looking at it, so it's like R-A-I-N-I or something like that. But it's like $1,500. Normally, I would just be like, sweet, order it up, we'll try it, we'll see how it goes. But I don't want to order it $1,500 and be like, oh man, this isn't going to cut it. And the other problem is it takes up 3 feet on the floor. And so I got to find somewhere to put it, and that's what I'm running into. So, you know, I gotta plumb a couple of things. So I've got to do a hot water or an instant hot water tank, gas, and I got to do the heating. So either A, that happens like over here, you know, and this is all temporary, by the way. So even though there's like a cord here and a refrigerator, this is all temporary. I could plumb it all in here, I could plumb it on this wall if I move this big storage tank into here. But, you know, that requires me breaking this down and moving it, which I could do. The other options, and I don't think I have many options left in the main fish room at the moment, and that would be, I have to fit it somewhere on a wall in here, and I think we're pretty much filled up on that wall. There's not a lot I can do over there. You know, there is this little space down here, and I have considered it. I was like, oh man, what if I could shoehorn this thing right into here? That being said, it's gonna have to come out of the wall a little bit, it's gonna block this a little bit, and what I'm afraid of is it just gonna like cook these tanks? Like, oh man, yeah, I put it right there, except it's completely unusable now. So I'm a little worried about that. So my other option is, so that little side room over there, or this is for the ground mount unit, the direct vent, or somewhere on this wall. I've got kind of this whole wall that I haven't done anything with yet. I could put it, you know, kind of over there by the electrical panel and all that kind of stuff. I've got water access over there anyway. And then, or, you know, would be a smart thing for me to do, maybe I'll do this. I'm getting smarter by the minute. When I talk to you guys, I swear, you make me smarter. Even though you haven't seen this yet, you're making me smarter already. If I mount it underneath the window, my wife never wants me to put a fish tank in front of a window anyway, and so that might make me stop doing that. Like, oh, I can't put it there because I've put heat there. So, yeah, that's a good thing too. But when I originally, you know, called my uncle and was like, all right, let's do this, right? The plan was to hang like a heater like up in this corner or something like that. But then I ended up putting tanks really high, and I could take these tanks down, I just don't want to. But I was gonna hang it up in that corner and, you know, just blow it into the room, obviously. But that doesn't solve my tankless hot water heater problem either. And a lot of this all hinges on my uncle, like where he wants to put it in and stuff like that, because he's a professional, I'm not, obviously. You know, but this room is a mess, obviously, but, you know, if I could mount that thing like high up on the wall or on this wall or something, that'd be kind of nice to put the tankless hot water heater in here. Maybe it can go on this back wall right here. I have no idea. I need my uncle, you know, because part of it is he's going to do it, you know, cheaper than normal, which is nice because he's my uncle and he's super nice. But I don't want to make it a super pain in the ass, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, you want it there? Oh, the hardest place in this entire building. Oh, thank you for that. So, you know, but if you guys, you know, if you have any insight to this, or maybe it's your profession, let me know. Would you go, because here was my thought. My thought was maybe okay, so yeah, let me back up. $1,500 heater, basically, that digitally controlled, supposed to be amazing, gets great reviews on Amazon, all these things, right? Or the ventless heater that's going to put vapor into the room and things like that. We'd put one in this room somewhere, and they're a lot smaller, by the way. They're like, you know, easier to mount and smaller. I was thinking about putting one in this room, one in this room, and one in the garage room way over there. So I'd put 3 of them, and that would cost me about $750, and that is half the price, right? You know, or I just put one big unit in this main room here, and I could use fans to blow it if it doesn't naturally circulate enough or something like that. You know, I typically lean towards more money is better. Like $1,500. This is meant to run people's. It's okay. It's not a whole house heater. To be fair, it's meant to really supplement someone's heating and be really efficient. Well, it's not super efficient. It's only 82%. They make like 90+% models, but they're out of my price range for a fish room. And really, it's just because electric is expensive and it was really hard to heat last winter. That's why I'm hammering down on this. Yeah, obviously I have more tanks, but the goal here is that I own, you know, this house and then this building. Why not put in the right thing now so that the next 20, 30 years it's working correctly, working forever, not wishing I'd have done something better. You know, so yeah, let me know if you guys have expertise in this area, because I don't, and I've never had to put it in my commercial building or anything like that. So, you know, I've only used electric heating. You know, even at the store, it's a 5,000 watt heater to heat the space. So, you know, you guys, hopefully someone out there is going, oh, I've been down this road, or maybe even own 1 or 2 of these units and stuff like that. You can weigh in going, oh, I love this one, I hated that one. I have no idea. But what I do know is that I think today's over. I think that's all I can get done in, oh, I hit the camera. That's all I can get done in a day, you know? So what did we do? We found 2 different species of babies. That was nice. Cleaned up the African cichlid tank a little bit, improved the light. We'll see how that goes. Like next week, I'm hoping, you know, to show you some growth or something like that. What else? Sunday night, my order was crap. Like, I got so little compared to what I ordered, so I really ordered a lot this time. Like, I'm either gonna go broke or actually have something worth picking up from the airport this Sunday night. So I'm hoping to go broke. You know, I really want all those species to come in. It's lots of kind of rare goldfish and things like that. And there's, I think I'm ordering roseline sharks, and I'm ordering, I forget what else, but you know, lots of plants as well. The plant packages have been off the hook. Like my employee this morning was like, he texted me and said, apparently all we're doing is shipping plant packages today. And I go, I noticed. So thank you guys for that. But yeah, this is the first day off. I scheduled a few days, not in a row, like I never get days off in a row, but a few extra days off this week so I could film some more. And then the goal really is to get that done. Like so I went during the break when I was waiting for paint to dry. I went and ordered more diamond hole saws. They should arrive on Friday, which is 3 days from now, which still gives me some time on the weekend to get that done. But yeah, if I can get that done, and I'm really gonna I want to find another acrylic tank because I'm too lazy to figure, well, 1, I don't like moving big tanks in glass, and 2, I'm too lazy to really track it down and find out like, oh, was this tank, first I gotta find the manufacturer, second, I'm gonna have to find out if the back panel is tempered, and third, it's way harder to drill a glass tank than it is an acrylic tank. Oh yeah, I forgot to update this. So I think in the last episode you saw that he was making the female stay in the corner. I came in like the day after I shot and he had killed her. So he's gonna have to live with turtles or something, like with the mini mus. Like you can live your life out there because they only sell the wild caught like that in pairs, so he's kind of useless. Update on the convicts, growing out a little bit. You know, they're definitely putting some size on. I mean, I'm intrigued by how fast they grow. Like I've never paid attention to it, right? So like in a store, you're like, yeah, there's convicts, whatever. Like, yeah, they're there. But now that I'm documenting each week, it actually is, you know, I'm seeing the growth and going, wow, okay, that really did grow. Oh yeah, what else I want to show is in here, I caught out all the cherry barbs to take to the shop because we were out, right? And then I was walking by the tank yesterday, you know, feeding, and I was like, what the hell? And so in here, I forgot that there's randomly a black ghost knife. I don't know where he is. Yeah, he's in the weeds right there. How do you lose a 6, no, he's not 6 inches, like a 4 or 5 inch ghost knife? That's what I want to know. How does someone lose that and forget? Anyway, there's one last thing I just thought of. I just thought of something where I was like, hey, I should show them that. It was, I feel like African cichlid tank, but I could totally be wrong. Let me look. Nope, but I can look at it anyway while we're trying to figure out what I'm trying to show off. But yeah, there's the African cichlid tank from afar. You can see the color of light, by the way. When I'm always saying that it's too warm on the shop light, it's a really warm color down there. And over there, it's like a nice crisp white, for instance. So, you know, I'm not in love with the color, but I do want to see those plants grow. And I remember, when I said plants, I now remember I wanted to show you guys something. So in one of those tanks that I put a goldfish to eat duckweed, you know, all it was a big duckweed farm, and I had forgotten that I threw a dwarf aquarium lily bulb in there, which, you know, on the website, whatever, super easy plant. But it totally sprouted. You know, check this bad boy out. He's looking awesome. You know, so we've got the lily pad up on the top, and then we've got all this cool foliage down below. You know, I'm digging it. But anyway, I should probably wrap this video up. I'm just rambling at this point, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining me on the live stream on Sundays. What else? I guess I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully I got something cooler to show. I gotta really film some more one tank at a time shows, if you will. It's not shows, videos. And I've got the supplies in there. You know, some substrates and things like that. I gotta bring some plants home, but you guys keep buying them all. That makes it hard when I go, ooh, I'll order extra of this because I'm gonna use it to make a video, and then you buy them all. So, yeah, we'll play it by ear, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.